Is the economy in Marvel Strike Force actually as bad as people are saying, or do we have enough to get things done? We're going to go ahead and look at the numbers for August. We're going to be comparing both our accounts. So, from an end game perspective, as well as somebody who's a developing roster, what resources do we have abundance of, and what is it that we are lacking? Let's go ahead and look at the report. So we have this report that we kind of take stock in with all of our numbers. We run it through Gemini, right? So that way I can kind of talk to the numbers and see what's really going on. We're looking for trends and things of that nature. So this is the free to play report. And now we actually have not only what we did in the month of July, but now since we have some consecutive months, we can now start analyzing on things on a month by month basis. Now, keep in mind, the cool thing about this is we run two accounts. So the numbers in this teal here are going to be for the end game account, and the numbers that we see in the purple are going to be on the new player, the baby account. And we're going to, I think you're going to be interested in some of the information we're going to see. So we're going to be looking at this information in two parts. We're going to be looking at what we did on July as a whole, and then we'll be looking how things look trend-wise from month to month. So here's our complete report for July. What we want to take note of here is the delta, the changes on the right-hand side. So when it comes to gold, for example, it looks like we're doing pretty good. We're still flush. The main account's looking good. There is a deficit a little bit on the baby account, but it's not extraordinarily significant given the fact that we still have almost 280 million gold. When it comes to training materials, this is interesting. On both accounts, we did lose a lot of gold training materials. So we basically ran out of gold training materials on both accounts, but we had a surplus when it comes to purple training materials. So that means that we're still flush, right? We're still have a surplus actually in our training material economy. Now, keep in mind, the goal here is to build 5 characters a month. End game, we're taking those characters up to level 105. On the baby account at the time, we were going up to 95. So for this next month, for the month of August, we'll be going up to level 100, and we'll see what type of impact that has on the game. Now, I'm being completely honest, I'm drawing a blank here. I do not know where we're getting these purple training materials from. I can't think offhand where they come from, but hey, if you know, hit me up in the comments so we can look at that a little bit closer. The next metric there is our power cores, and we don't do a whole lot with power cores right now. So the purple there, we do have a positive in the baby account. We're using that to make sure we have enough campaign refreshes, using our energy for the day to farm things. So we'll continue to do that, but we're going to try something a little bit different, I think, for the month of August with the main account. You see, we do indeed have a surplus of about 5,000 power cores. So if we head back over into the game, you see we have about 34,000 power cores up there at the top. We're not doing a whole lot with them. We are getting through our campaigns every day, but we're at max level, so we don't need to make sure that we do as much as possible because we're not concerned necessarily about getting those experience points. We're still going to make sure that we farm our training material orbs every day. If there's a character that we need, in this case Speedball, we're going to go after him every day. But I think what we're going to do is start testing out these power core orbs. Again, the intent here is not necessarily, I have a theory. It's not necessarily to unlock the character. It's just to help us get the character faster, right? Just start moving forward, getting some groundwork done on that character. So with that in mind, I'm not sure who we're going to go for. We might go for Rachel Cole since she's in the battle pass right now, or we might just start, we're probably just going to start on Spider-Woman. That way, when we get Rachel Cole unlocked, maybe we'll have Spider-Woman unlocked at about the same time. We're not going to just keep pulling. We're just going to do this like once a day. That's what we did in the past. We're just going to do this once a day, open one of these orbs and see if it helps us when it comes to building up our characters. We know that there's not a huge amount, right? So we get 2 and we'll see how that goes. Again, this is just a theory. I might probably not going to do that. We'll probably just pull once a day and see what happens. As we pivot back to the numbers, interestingly enough, we look here at our tier 4 ability materials, and we've used quite a bit on the main account. I don't think that should be concerning at the moment. I think this is just a rebound. We just built Kingo, and we're just waiting for the next character to come out at this point. So we used some, and we're just going to be going our way back up because our main source is still in excess of 7,000. Now, this is an ultra endgame account. We've been playing since the beginning. A lot of us who are in that state have tons of tier 4 ability materials, but we know that that's not the case for everyone. We are starting to build some on the baby account as well. We will be experimenting though with this. This will be the first time we're going to really put that tier 4 to the test. In the meantime, if we look at the other metrics, so our gold, Again, our orbs concerning training materials, things of that nature, we're at a plus. We're at a surplus. We're building in all those areas. We haven't really had to dip into the orbs for the most part. And I think that's good. That shows that the economy is strong. It's doing what it's supposed to do. One of the points we want to take note of is right here when it comes to our ability orbs. Okay. Our ability orbs, again, we're not worried about our tier 4 abilities and whatnot on the main account, but notice we have indeed we are at a negative on the baby account. That's because we did open all of our orbs in order to put tier 4s on the Symbiote 6 team. So this is our Symbiote 6 as it looks right now on the baby account. And we decided once again that we were going to power up all of their abilities. Again, maybe not the basic, but all the other abilities, we're going to give the max amount for tier 4s. So we used everything that we had on hand. We opened up all of our orbs in order to be able to do this. So now the question is this sustainable? Okay, so we did this with 4 characters. We don't have Null, so we didn't do it on him, but we're going to carry this forward as we start powering up our amazing Avengers. So at this time, this is the progress that we have for our amazing Avengers, and we haven't done anything yet concerning their abilities, at least with the Hulk, Spider-Man, and we got the Mighty Blade. Yeah, we haven't done anything yet concerning their tier 4 abilities. So we're going to see if by the end of this month, if we're able to do that, if we're able to put those on all the characters, because we got Rachel Cole and we have Spider-Woman coming out. So after we get them unlocked as well, we'll see if we can power up all of their abilities with tier 4s and see if there's enough to do that. We're going to obviously need to dip into those ability orbs in order to do it. One side point before we forget, you notice there the blue ISO. So I'm hearing that individuals are having trouble getting that blue ISO 5, getting those pieces. I haven't really run into that yet, but then again, I haven't been looking for it either. So we're going to try to look for that through the month of August. Are you having difficulty getting tier 4 and 5 when it comes to blue ISO? Probably the biggest concern that we're having on the baby account is shop credits. You see up at the top there, we have 650. Essentially, we used them all. We used all the shop credits that we have. We did earn a little bit more. We were able to get some shards for Icarus and Cersei. And now I'm debating on how is the best way to go about using our shop credits at the mid game and early game level. I'm not 100% sure. I think we do want to farm our character shards. That is important, but we also need gear to illustrate the problem. So Scopely, if you're watching, this is very important to illustrate the problem. What's going on, I think, is we need a lot of teal gear. So we got the Hulk here. So I have to farm these pieces on a regular basis. We do indeed go through and use up all of the orbs that we have that pertain to the specific gear slot. So scrolling through, we're not really using much for red gear yet. But we go into the teal gear and notice, right, I don't have any for the most part. We got 100 there. So that's from some raids that we got built up over the past couple of days. We'll be opening those to make sure that we have enough stuff, but we don't really have a whole lot of orbs. Again, that's because that we're using them, right? We're using them, we're opening these every day. We're really, for the most part, not saving up because we're trying to open them every day. So there's 16 there, and the rest of these are open with shop credits. So we'll open these as well. But it makes the grind hard, right? It makes the grind difficult. It's kind of random. We're making our way through. I think that what's happening is we're supposed to be transitioning for the most part, gear-wise, over to the shops in that regard, into the store. I'm not really sure. As you can see, the stuff that we opened, it didn't touch those 2 areas. We need a lot. So this is something that we're doing every day. And normally I would go here, we would go to the middle tier and I would acquire those pieces, but we can't because the amount that we need is just so massive. And as we increase in level, the problem compounds in a way that many people don't understand if they're not playing the game at this level. It's this catch up, right? If you're not somebody that's been there since very early and has thousands and thousands of orbs. So notice here, it costs 10,000 to get these packs of these things. Now, what happens if I go up to the high tier? So I'm starting to get into the red gear, which our characters are at now, right? We're at level 100. We can start putting gear tier 19. It goes up tenfold. So if I don't have enough to put teal gear on, there's no way in the world that we're going to have enough catch up wise to get some of this crimson gear. Now, again, this stuff is given to us in raids and things of that nature, but it's important to look at this and try to understand what's going on. I don't know what the solution is. I definitely want to talk with Scopy a little bit more about this. Please help me to understand what situation you are in, and if you think there is any type of a solution, because this is something that definitely needs to get resolved. In the meantime, keep in mind that there are other things that we can do. So once again, if we were to look for that piece, we won't have it in the orbs. We don't have enough shop credits to unlock it, but we can start farming it in the campaign. Okay, now keep in mind, you still want to make sure that you're spending your campaign energy to get those training orbs first, get those gold orbs, things of that nature. You need those. And if you have extra, because on this account, since it's not at full level, we use all of our power cores, like we said. We're going to farm all those campaign nodes, like we said. Then if we have some left over, which we might at the end of the day, I kind of look at the end of the day and see if I have a little bit left over. Then, right, because I haven't done that farming on this account yet, but then I would go in and maybe go after some of this gear. In addition, certain characters, so this is Cersei here, you might have a node that you can farm to get some character shards instead of trying to get them all out of the store. But again, I would go for those main things first and then come back and do this if we have some extra. Again, this is what we can do in the meantime. So the main takeaways so far is when it comes to gold, we have enough. We have enough in both accounts. Gold is not the thing that should be holding our accounts back. If we are getting held back by gold, then we're probably somehow we're trying to do too much. We're trying to overbuild. We should have enough gold to keep our accounts moving forward. As I stated over here regarding the main account, we haven't opened up any of our gold orbs. We're using everything just from what we have, and we're still running at a surplus. And actually, even though we're running at a slight deficit on the baby account, this is still good news because we built a ton of characters. Now it says that we built 8 characters here. We did not. We did not build 8 characters. But the computer was looking at my paperwork and it just assumed that we did all those things. But we did build Riot, Venom, the Hulk to where you saw him thus far in this period of time. Blade, and now it says Blade Misty, right? So it says Blade Misty. It's Blade Mighty. I need to write better. My penmanship needs to be better. So that's not a person, right? So that's supposed to be Blade Mighty. Spider-Man, the Scorpion Breaker, and Kingo. We unlocked Kingo, but as you saw, we did not build Kingo, so it's counting him. So we didn't build 8 characters. We built 6 characters according to what it says here. And again, 5 is supposed to be what we're supposed to be able to do. So we did 5 and a little bit extra, which is 6. And we're at a little bit of a gold deficit, and that makes sense. We'll see if it holds as our account level grows. So this is Gemini trying to give us a warning here that we're running out of gold training materials. Obviously, like we said, though, interestingly enough, we had a lot of purple training materials. Not 100% sure where they're coming from. But the main point here is, again, it notices that we're running out of shop credits. Okay, we're running out of shop credits by a large margin. We used 746,000 shop credits on the baby account. So now we want to get into the second part of the discussion and start looking at how things stack up, how they compare month by month on a little bit of information that we have. We're going from the end of May to the early August here. And long story short, if we just consider what we have on the right side, for the most part, everything once again is in the positive, right? We're accumulating things for the most part. Let's make sure we're interpreting what we're seeing. So gold, right? We're looking good. We're flush with gold. It says we're negative on training materials. But again, on the main account, for example, here, we just built Kingo. That was just the other day. So when we started, we were already at negative 100 training materials from our previous calculation. So it's not a ton. What we want to do is look at the overall metric. We'll see what happens with the baby account. But again, that's gold training materials. We still have a surplus when it comes to the purple. So things, again, seem to be going in the right direction. We're running out of the gold ones, but we're still accumulating the purple ones, meaning that we're not drawing down our complete stash, right? Our complete inventory is not being drawn down. We're still gaining, which is good. Power cores, we added about 7,000 overall to the main account. So that's why we're going to try this little bit of an experiment. And we added a little bit on the baby account. So we're not able to do any type of experimentation just yet. Tier 4s, minus 185 on the main. So that means we're still good tier 4 wise. And we are building an accumulation here on the baby account, but we're going to test that. Is that enough to put on all 4 characters? we're going to find something out, right? We're going to find something out. Shop credits. Notice that on the baby account. Total from once we started keeping track, we've lost 1.78 million shop credits since we've been keeping track. That is a ridiculous amount, right? We're in the hole, a deficit of 1.78 million shop credits from when we started keeping track. Everything else, the other orbs we haven't dipped into yet, they're in the positive. So the main point we want to take away with when it comes to our shop credits, please notice this, right? On the main account, we've used 980,000 since we've been keeping track. We're in the deficit. It is a deficit, but it's not even 1 million. I have like 600 million shop credits on the main account. But on the baby account, we're in the hole again. Once again, 1.78 million credits. We're not able to get our character shards and our gear. We need to be choosy about those things. We have to figure out how. I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. This is proof, right? We need to do something about this. It's not being the catch-up mechanic that we think it is. So let's notice the overall trends. Purple materials, we have an abundance of those. Not sure where those are coming from. I'd like to hear from you if you know. It says gold material ceiling. We are running out of gold training materials. I don't agree with the assessment here, but it does help us to appreciate that training materials are indeed the lever. This is the thing that says how far we can build free to play. It's not gold, it's how many training materials do we have. Tier 4s, it seems concerned because we're at a slight negative of 184 tier 4s, but we're going to test out, especially on a new player. We're going to test out on a new player account. Are we getting enough to put tier 4s on those characters? We definitely have enough on the end game side. A negative of 185 isn't much. I just built a character, right? So we just used it and we're rebounding on the way up till the next character comes out. We just built Kingo on the main account. It's rebounding. We'll see what happens when Rachel Cole makes her way in. So overall, the main points are we're doing good. The economy is in good shape. Okay, so if we're having issues, that there's something else going on for the most part. When it comes to gold, when it comes to training materials overall, right? Not just our gold training materials, but our purple training materials, we have a surplus, okay? I haven't dipped into many of my orbs, right? Gold orbs still are the same. The problem with the new player accounts right now that I'm experiencing, now I haven't, right? We're going to be growing this for a whole year. So we're going to find out what's really going on, what are other people dealing with. But the problem that we're dealing with right now on the new player side is shop credits. Everything else looks good. Everything else, if we play the game like me, I'm free to play, we have everything we need to build our 5 characters every month. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Hit me up in the Discord if you are a newer player. I can help you understand how to play the game, how to build it. Hit me up once again in the Discord. It's Gideon's Gate. We got some videos on that as well, and we're building right along with you. But hey, don't listen to the haters, man. The economy is in good shape. Take care of yourself and your family. Peace.